Hey everybody, I've been out and about for the last couple of weeks, week and a half or so, and I've been kind of scarce because it was eclipse time and I'm just back from the eclipse. It was earlier in the week. We kind of waited for the crowds to clear out and took a couple extra days, and I arrived home yesterday, and so today I'm trying to process my videos and pictures and so forth, and thought I'd give you all an update. Just a kind of a preview is we decided to go down to Indianapolis, a little south of Indy, and camp down at a fairgrounds down there. And my son and family came along. They wanted to go to the Indianapolis Speedway, who was putting on a nice show. I didn't necessarily want to go see the whole show. I was happy to go sit by my camper, watch the events unfold with my telescope and my cameras and so forth. So what you're going to see in a few minutes here is I'm going to show you some sequences of pictures that I took. I did get some things. I watched it with my telescope, but my rig didn't work out. I was trying to use a camera on the telescope that was fed into my laptop, but the magnification on the telescope is pretty high. I bought an adapter to reduce that, but the adapter induced distortion, so the pictures weren't all that great, and I went back to an eyepiece, frankly. I also took my old D90 Nikon and put it on video, so it was taking video during the total eclipse. Not the greatest, but I'll show you what it did. Most of my pictures are on my Nikon D7500, and this is a 70 to 300 4.5 to 5.6 Nikon lens. And I set it at 300, put it on the tripod pointing at the eclipse, and took a lot of shots. And for those who are camera type buffs, this is a DX camera format, not a full frame. So that 300 is like a 450 on a full frame. And it gets you, not too bad pulled in. And actually on the solar eclipse, when you want to see the corona, you almost don't want to be too close. So biggest challenge is getting it focused accurately when you're dealing with high clouds and wind. But I'll show you what I got. The nice thing about this camera, and you'll hear it in the videos, I've got my wife, I handed her my video camera, and she did some sweeps and took some pictures of what was going on around us. And this camera has bracketing capability that's really almost amazing. So you can set it to take a single shot and then take 4 exposures either side. So you set it to high speed, hold a remote shutter release down, it'll go right on through, and you'll get 9 exposures, each just a little bit different. You can set that, again, for camera people, I used a 0.3 EV exposure interval. And so I had this set up so I could go from like about a 4 EV to about a 15 by changing the shutter speed increment 4 times, which isn't that hard to do. It goes pretty fast. So you set it, you hold the button down, let it go through 9 exposures, you dial it up to the next one, let it go through 9 exposures. And so in about 10 or 15 seconds you can, 36 exposures that go across the whole range of from way not enough to way too much. But that way, in the midst of something like this that's so dynamic, you get a good shot at it, a good chance. And I was being extra careful because if you watched my video from the last time from 2017, I had a lot of lens flare, and I was worried about what aperture did I need to keep it from flaring. Something I did this time that made a big difference, and I should have done before. Most of us, many of us at least, I'll say, use ultraviolet UV filters or some kind of a neutral filter as a lens protector. I took those off this time. Solar filter or no solar filter, I made sure that I didn't have the extra UV or neutral density filters in it. And that made a huge difference. I didn't know what I was going to get until I got it. But now that I look at what I received, the pictures I got back, I had virtually no lens flare. These Nikon lenses are really good, and that extra piece of glass was not so good. But anyway, this eclipse was great. We You know, I had to start, I said, you know, a week and a half or so ago, I had to get my camper out of storage. It's been in, this is kind of early in the season, you know, so I had to get it out and get it all prepped and cleaned up and ready to drive 350 miles-ish from Michigan to Indiana. Take my family's, you know, we had 7 people staying over all together. And hey, it was a great experience. The eclipse was fun. Great to see it again. It was different, I got to tell you. Things that, you know, I sort of expected after seeing it in Nashville. What I saw in 2017, you know, it was August, and you saw animals were responding, bugs came out like, you know, the crickets were chirping, everything came out like it was nighttime, just like that. This time it was more early spring, and we didn't have very many insects, the birds didn't seem to be too upset, and it even didn't seem to get as dark. Watch some of my video, you'll see it didn't get as dark. And I don't know, we did have some clouds, high cirrus. And I don't know if they were reflecting the light, but as you see my wife sweep the camera around to the horizons, you know, watch how light it is. For dealing with the camera, I kind of had a headband LED light on so I could look at the camera. But I might not have even needed it. It was not as dark for whatever reason. But it was really cool. It's just, you know, you get a look at that sun, and some of the solar flares, prominences you could see with your naked eye. They were pretty big, some pretty big ones. And again, I'll show you those in a few minutes, and I'll probably do some explanation and show you what I got. The nice thing is, I'll say, before I launch in, is, you know, this ability to get 9 shots in a sequence, you can kind of see, again, in totality, you've got this balance between how much of the moon-sun sharpness do I want, and how much of the corona that grows around the sun do you want to see. Here goes.
Hello.
Hello. So here's just a few shots as the partial eclipse is underway and things are starting to close down, and it's getting, shadows are changing and things are getting longer, and pretty soon, any moment, it's going to go to total. Ooh, it's coming, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, you can see the shadow bands now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, look. There they are. There's the shadow bands. Oh, I see it.
You okay?
Yeah.
Oh, there's the star. Look at the star. See the one you got one here.
This seems cooler than last time.
Cool. Man, we got a clear sky, didn't we?
Yes.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
But look how bright. It's like a...
I don't remember the orange.
It might.
Now the people further away are hollering.
No, you take your glasses off. Oh yeah, you won't be able to see anything.
So here's a sequence of different exposures. You can see the solar prominences come out, especially that red one at the bottom, which we could see with just our naked eyes. Pretty slick. Look at the red down on the bottom.
Wow.
I wonder there was an airplane going right across it.
Where's the diamond? Where's the diamond? Oh, you'll see it. Right about now. 2, 1.
So here's a short clip from the D90 on video mode. It's collecting in HD. The exposure's a little bright, but you can see the moon covering the sun and the corona coming out. And at the very end here, you're going to see what they call the diamond ring piece, where right there, where the sun is starting to come out from behind the moon. And I have to kind of run over there really fast and put a towel over the camera. I don't have a solar filter for that lens, so. And then here is what that effect looks like off the 7500 in a 9-shot sequence. As the sun starts to come out from behind the moon. Really cool.
Now look how dark it is.
Yeah.
They're very faint. Oh my God! That's a great picture.
And here we are as it's been coming out of totality, and we're in the partial phase, and I just took a few shots every now and then to watch the moon coming off the face of the sun until we kind of got back to normal. I have to say, it was a really great event, and we were really, really fortunate with the weather. And I was sweating it. We watched the forecast the whole week, and there was you can even see in the pictures there in the video. We really had a break in the clouds. It was pretty clear in the morning, and as the afternoon wore on, the cirrus clouds or high altitude stuff was coming in from the southwest. But of all the places we could be in the country, I wouldn't have guessed it would be so good. To have just a few high clouds, we had great viewing. It was really wonderful. Well, hey everybody, I hope you enjoyed that. Those are the pictures from my experience at the eclipse. And I know it's supposed to be like 20 years before we get another one, so I'm not going to get another chance for a while, but hey, it was a fun time, and now I can get back to working on my cars and working on the computers, and I'll call it the normal stuff. More to come. That's all for now.